Thanks again for the last minute substitution here. I'm gonna update the graphics here in the background. Also, thanks to Enigmatic, and shouts to Enigmatic for being the co-commentator here.
Hello, hello. Glad to be here. And we're underway into prologue. Um, Nothing much to see in prologue except a whole lot of climbing and jumping and a prologue death on Maxiio, but no biggie.
No biggie.
No biggie, no biggie. If you're wondering why they were doing all those little hops, it speeds them up just a tiny bit, saves a couple frames each hop, and couple frames might not seem like much, but in Celeste, every frame counts.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Let's go to the postcard screens. We'll do the countdown. 3, 2, 1 countdown from the postcard screen. We'll get started with City. Looks like both runners are in place. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Into Forsaken City. The shortest chapter in the run, but by no means the easiest. Well, in my opinion. Not the hardest, but also not the easiest in my opinion. Very densely packed chapter, full of strats, full of hyper-optimized movement. As you can see, ooh, some nice strats coming out from Maxiio for that final room of start. That's a very advanced strat. Very advanced city strats coming out from Maxiio. He is obviously very well versed in the language of City IL. Looking over at Markers though, he's doing quite well as well. And yeah, City is a great introduction to the Celeste speedrun because you kind of get to see like all the movement tech in one neatly packed bundle. All right. And that's a 105 City for Maxiio.
Okay.
Yo. Pogs in the chat for that, I think. That's an amazing City time. Markers also having
Sickly Jack just
quite a
gave
good
us
City in my
25
opinion.
bits. Catching.
Like,
Please tell Markers I love
like he's
him.
heading for a sub 125. Ooh, he misses the final screen a couple times. Very hard strat, that one. Very hard to get used to. I struggled with this personally quite a lot when I first started. You have to utilize neutral jumps, and for the more advanced strat, you also have to do a corner kick.
Yeah, that's a really tricky one, especially when you're trying to do it fast. Both runners through City. GG.
Alright, into the site, where we get some good old dream block movement.
Whenever you guys are ready, postcard screens, I'll count you down into old site. Okay, looks like runners are in position. Let's begin old site in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, into old site, one of the most fun individual levels in my opinion. I've spent hours running this level. And I think it's mainly thanks to the main mechanic of old site, which we will see on Maxiio very soon. And it's these jelly-like rectangles which prolong your dash in a certain direction, and they're wonderful. They're called dream blocks or space jelly. And you can jump out of them to get a little boost. And that's not taught in the old side A side. However, you can use it in the old side A side, and you can do a lot of cool things with it, including not directly use it in old side A side, but you can hyper out of dream blocks. You can double jump out of dream blocks. Very cool things you can do with these little rectangles. you can see, we have our little clone here. We like to call her Battleline or Battlein. She mirrors our movements by 2 seconds. And yeah.
Is that a 2-second delay? I never knew that.
I don't think it was. Sorry. I think I misspoke. It's not 2 seconds. I think it's 4.
Okay.
Someone in chat's probably gonna correct me. But yes, she mirrors our movements by a fixed amount of time. And yeah, chat noticed that save by Maxiio there. That was pretty nutty. Markers now finishing up one of the tougher rooms in the battle line chase. Also the final room in the battle line chase. Very hard room to do fast initially. And he's off to the awake section. The awake section you cannot die in, but funny thing is, it does not make the section any less hard. You can lose like quite a few seconds from just like movement mistakes, and definitely not one of the easiest parts in Old Site in my opinion. All right, and Maxiio finishing up Old Site with a
Nice.
I'm not sure what the time was, but Markers finishing up with 2:13, I want to say 2:1x. Sorry, they skipped the cutscenes too quickly. I can't really read.
They do everything fast. Speedrunners do everything fast.
Yeah, speedrunners. They are speedrunners. 2:19 from Markers.
Nice.
And a 2:09 from Maxiio. Really strong early game from Maxiio, but Markers isn't that far behind. It's still anyone's game.
Yeah, really good stuff, and the run really begins here in Chapter 3 Resort. So let's ready up and we'll see what happens.
Alrighty. Oh, yeah, Markers, you might want to start ASAP. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Maxiio entered in a bit early.
Oh, there
That's
we go.
okay.
We're good.
All right.
Okay, looks like we're ready. Let's begin Celestial Resort in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Celestial Resort. We meet our wonderful Dust Bunnies, and probably one of the largest difficulty spikes in this game overall. And yeah, as a new player, after the relatively calm Old Site, you get tossed into this, quite frankly, unforgiving chapter that is Celestial Resort. And now our runners have to deal with cycles, and Resort really tests consistency in its prime, and like messing up a single room or messing up a room just a tiny bit can make you miss a really tight cycle, and that's gonna cost you quite a bit of time.
Okay, good. We got Maxio's proper call out here now. You can see the difference in PBs. Thanks again for Maxio for filling in very last minute here.
Yep. Alright. So I've been talking a little bit about cycles. It's good to note that especially at the very high level of the speedrun that these runners are at, having concrete strats for not only when you enter the room but also when you die is quite important, because when you die, Madeline has to respawn, and she has this little phase back in animation which she does, and that puts you on a different cycle, and that's definitely something to keep in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just you know, you may go into a room and try a strat and die, but it's not the same as just retrying, you know, the original strat, because now you're on, as Enigmatic said, you're on the death cycle now, where everything's a little bit different, especially when it comes to Resort here, where it's literally these dust bunnies are on cycles, so you're gonna have to be prepared for any event, for any occasion here. And I just wanted to ask you too, Enigmatic, your opinion on, in terms of like the race we saw prior, where You know, you're talking about a 45-minute PB versus racers that have 35-minute PB. What do you think is the big difference there?
Oh, definitely their consistency in the rooms, and what aids their consistency the most, I feel, is that the fact that they're gonna start to get really concrete strats and that they'll practice for every single room in the game. And yeah, that's how these runners will start to really improve and gain consistency and improve their times. Yeah, at the 35 level, you're gonna start seeing some really advanced strats, which are really tough to execute. But with enough practice, these runners are gonna make it look really easy, even though it really isn't. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Consistency is huge, and you're also going to see just better and faster like recovery. So where someone in maybe a 45 or 50-minute PB may make a mistake, and it may take them a while to kind of get their bearings. So they may take another death or two just because they're kind of thrown off. At this level, you're not going to see much of that. You're going to see more quicker recoveries from mistakes, and just less mistakes in general.
All right.
Very
finishing up the huge mess section.
Very
sorry.
in sync here. Both runners, finishing up huge mess and making their way towards the demo dash at pretty much the same time here.
Yeah. All right. And I guess we'll explain the demo dash after it happens, which is very soon.
It's going to be very quick. It's going to happen very quickly.
Takes the checkpoint just to be safe. Maxiio sets up. Ooh, misses it first try. Goes for it again. And gets it second try.
Nice, second try.
And Markers going for it as well. That's a
nice.
First try on Markers. Very nice. Well, what just happened there was what we call a demo dash. Named after its founder, Demo Jameson. It was a way to dash horizontally but with a crouching hitbox. In this game, whenever you dash down diagonally, down right or down left, you have a crouching hitbox, and that's usually not possible with horizontal dashes. But if you input a down dash and then change your direction before the game checks what direction you're dashing in, you get a crouching hitbox and you're moving horizontally. And that comes with some really cool applications. Oh, these runners really in sync now into Presidential Suite. The angry hotel owner, Oshiro, chasing them. And yeah, the demo dash has really cool practical applications, such as, well, as you've seen there, phasing through solid wall of hazards. But also allows you to do a hyper dash, even when you're right in front of a platform instead of down right, or instead of having to dash down right.
Wow, really fast stuff from both runners there.
Yeah. Both sub 5:30.
2 seconds apart.
Chai Kitty in the chat.
Shouts to Chai Kitty. Celeste speedrunning legend.
Celeste speedrunning legend.
So it looks like about a 10-minute and 4-second exit there for Markers. And Maxiio, I'm assuming probably 20 seconds ahead of that at this point.
Yeah, 5:29 from Markers and a 5:36 resort coming from Maxiio. A really close resort that was. That's really good to watch.
Really good stuff. Okay, when you guys are ready, let's go to those postcard screens. We'll get into Golden Ridge.
Alrighty.
Okay, we're in position. Let's begin Ridge in 3, 2, 1, go. Golden Ridge is
Golden Ridge.
Yeah, one of my favorite levels to watch because it's so full of strats.
Yeah, Golden Ridge, not the longest chapter, but really densely packed with like really hard strategies, you'll find it hard to find just one screen without a major strat. And yeah, not long, but very densely packed and very full of cool strats to keep a lookout for. Um, on Maxio here, he's gonna do Archie. Yeah, the stream lagged a little bit for me. I'm not sure if it did for anyone else, but if you enter a bubble with crouching hitbox, you're gonna make the bubble shift 2 pixels upwards, and that allows you to do ever so slightly more things with the bubble. And that's one of the applications there in 4A.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a lag here, guys. I apologize, but it does happen. But yeah, that bubble manipulation is pretty cool. Allows you to skip having to like exit the bubble, jump around the spikes, go back into the bubble. It's a really small optimization, but most people do it. It's not too difficult.
All right, Markers coming up on the first auto scroller. Gonna land the skip very nicely, gaining some nice ultra speed there to clear that screen. Both runners now in Old Trail, the 3rd checkpoint. And Maxiio coming up on the 2nd auto scroller.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool trick you're about to see here.
A very nice ultra strat.
Nicely done.
That screen. Not as hard as it looks. You can give it a try at home. It's quite lenient, but it's not that easy either.
We need a speed school video for that one.
Yeah, we do. We have a speed school for the beginner strat for that, right? Or
I don't think we do.
oh yeah, it's on the spreadsheet. Suntiem.
Oh, okay. Maxiio taking the back alleyway here.
Yeah. The screen, like the screen that he avoided there can be quite annoying, especially if you miss the wind cycle. So, don't blame him one bit for going for the right path there.
Both runners now on the same screen and into cliff face, the final section here. It's going to go by really quickly. You can see both players just flying through this one screen in particular. Markers with I got to call it a very slight advantage here because really fast stuff on both sides.
Yeah, in your casual playthrough, it's gonna look nothing like this. These runners are zooming through these screens with very strong wind acting against them. And yeah, they're doing this by using a ton of movement tech, stringing them together, getting sick ultra speed, and just moving at the speed of light.
Yeah, incredible pace here. It looks like Markers had a little bit of a struggle there and allowed Maxiio to pull ahead, but good times from both runners.
Yep, still very close.
Really, really good stuff. And up next we have Mirror Temple. I think we're probably going to see Mirror Temple B side here.
Yep.
Okay. We can just go ahead and ready up at the postcard screen. Whenever you're ready there, Markers. We'll drop right into the first section, 5A up until the tape grab. We got a couple of cool tricks in there we're going to see. Let's see how it goes. Mirror Temple begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, especially at this caliber of speedrunning, you're going to expect to see 5B being run. And that is because instead of completing all of 5A, just getting the cassette and then doing the B side of Mirror Temple is a fair bit faster than just completing 5A optimally. And yeah, 5B saves 30 seconds in any percent, which is a huge chunk of time.
Significant, for sure. It's also really cool to watch. It's also really fun, and it has one of the most popular strats or tricks, which we're going to see, called Bub's Drop.
Yeah. Really difficult one. Coming up on Maxiio, we have Deb scoring a boost. Oh, okay, he's gonna go for
try
it again.
Okay, he got
almost.
about 80% of it. You see marker screen. They're using this that platform to just launch themselves across the entire screen. If you do it optimally, you'll also corner boost off of the final corner there and fly all the way past that screen that they just finished. That's 100% Deb's corner boost, but it's such a nice trick because even if you only get the first part of it, it's still worth it. And you can see right here is where the routes diverge from the first race. We saw the runners doing 5A. This is the route to the cassette, and you guys can go right into 5B. You don't have to wait.
Maxiio getting a slightly faster cycle, I believe, for the 5A cassette. Quite a tough one at first. That one, I still struggle with it.
I'm turning the music up a little bit here because 5B has one of the best tracks in the game.
This is true. Mirror Temple B-side theme slaps.
Absolutely.
Also, unless you're running 6B, 5B, one of the most punishing and difficult chapters in the 80% run, in my opinion.
Here we go now. Maxiio is Maxiio up to the Bubs drop screen. You're going to see him exit the screen to the top side and then try to hopefully drop back down. Oh, you missed it. Okay, he's going to take the backup route into a bubble gauntlet kind of a screen. We're going to see markers probably attempted. This is a 2-frame trick, so it's very precise. And players are hoping to exit the screen up top and then fall back down onto the screen and then take an intentional death. Oh, it looks like no Bubs drop today. But it is
both runners missing it.
Such a small window of success.
Yeah, very difficult strat.
And so you can see Maxiio now entering really kind of a long cycle, the spike cycle room. There's a few of these here which are really punishing if you take a death. So both runners are going to be looking to keep it as clean as possible.
Maxiio going for the 5B spike jump. A trick that skips quite a lot of the level. 5B is usually supposed to be quite exploratory, but us speedrunners say no to that and just kind of skip most of the level using many cool tricks scattered throughout. And Maxiio here making it into the mirror. And yeah, said before, very long cycle-based rooms in the first part of 5B. Very punishing if you die. Not easy one bit.
And now we're into the Seeker section here, and there's a lot of cool manipulations you're going to see using the Seekers and hitting buttons at the same time as Seekers. And this screen especially Maxio's on, using the explosion from the Seeker to propel him forwards. And then
very difficult room.
Yep, nicely done there. And heading into the Theo section once again. We can't escape Theo in 5B. He's here too. Some really
very
stuff.
Cool. Yes, very cool things you can do with Theo. Well, you can hyper into him and pick him up for one, but Theo actually allows you to do ultras with him, which is really cool in my opinion, and one of the tougher strats to learn or tech to learn in my opinion. But once you see someone go really fast with it, it's just a sight to behold.
Especially since, casually Theo just slows you down so much.
Yep.
Maxiio is taking it real easy here. Into the heart at about 320. Really nice 5B. And again, these runners at this level are making it look easy, but this is the result of many hours of practice, many hours of failure. But that's what it takes if you want to go fast, guys. You got to put in the time.
Yeah, Markers here in the Secret Gauntlet group, as we call it, and one of the toughest rooms in 5B in my opinion. Really punishing if you die once again, but very precise strats involving Theo. And yeah, sometimes Seekers just aren't nice to you.
They're really not.
Ooh,
Oh,
Markers
nice
going for a
moves.
very fast strat.
Really good stuff.
Alright, that's a 1925 finish on Markers. I'm not quite sure what Maxiio has.
Let's take a look.
1753.
Okay, so just under 2 minutes separates these runners as we head into reflection. Okay, looks like both runners are ready. Let's drop into reflection in 3, 2, 1, go. Once again, guys, this is the Moonberry Cup Season 2, the second race of the Moonberry Cup Season 2, and the 12th ever Moonberry Cup. Any percent races. We also have other categories, all hearts, pretty much any category that's run we're going to be showcasing. If you guys are interested, this is a tournament that's open to anyone as long as your speed run any percent PB is around an hour. We're pretty much open, so exclamation point Moon if you want to join, or if you know someone who might be interested in joining. We are always taking applications, I guess, for runners. Both, okay, leg skip.
Ooh, runners now synced up.
Nice sync up.
Markers landing leg skip there. As you guys might have seen from the recent speed school videos, it's a very precise trick, which saves about I don't know how much it saves actually, like less than 10 seconds.
Good question. Maybe somebody in chat knows.
Yeah. Heading into hollows. Here we have diverging paths, which yeah, you're supposed to like really just pick your poison in your casual playthrough, but in the speed run we have found the optimal path.
Top route.
And that is usually top route. Yeah. Go bottom route once, I believe. And I've seen discussion of some really wacky bottom route strats that could beat out top route, but I haven't seen anyone apply those to real runs.
Yeah, lately I've been hearing, bottom route maybe faster, or I guess maybe easier for runners, maybe, in the 50-minute range, 40s or 50s. But as you get faster, if you play both optimally, the top route is faster.
Yeah, 6A definitely one of the most fun levels in the run, in my opinion. I'm sure our next runner, the Celeste Legend himself, Chai Kitty, can agree. He's known as the 6A God. And yeah, he's stuck with 6A when everyone else ditched it for 6B in the world record race.
So yeah, just like 5B is faster than 5A, 6B is faster than 6A, but only when played really, really well.
Yeah, 5B is a 30-second time save at the top level, while 6B is only a 10-second time save at the top level optimally.
And it's also really difficult, yeah, so even a lot of the top runners don't do 6B.
Your Marker's really going. He's
absolutely lights out here from Markers. Wants to make up some of that time.
Coming up to the battle line, boost. Let's see if either runners can land the full thing.
It just looks so
Really?
fast.
It is so fast. You get the Kevin block boost twice. Ooh, Markers gets stuck on that low corner there, but makes it most of the way. Maxiio coming up on it now. He goes.
Ooh.
And
caught on
he
the
gets
first
stuck quite.
ledge.
Yeah,
Okay.
very difficult skip that is, but a really cool one at that.
Okay, hey Yaz in chat as we confront ourselves here in the battle and fight.
Yeah, closest thing to that Celeste has to a boss fight, and really fun one at that.
Yeah, and really cool. Smoke pointed out earlier that in the earlier stages you're running away from Battlein, and she's if you touch her, you take a death. And now here we are confronting Battlein. We're the ones chasing her down and trying to touch her. So
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
really profound.
Cool transition.
Markers going for feather skip there, but not quite landing it. Really difficult strat once again. Maxiio. Ooh, almost landing feather skip.
Wow.
Oh, but he saved. He didn't use the feather, but flubbed it a bit there. Don't blame it though. It's a really hard strat. Yeah, Markers pretty close to battle in phase 2. And yeah, an amazing reflection so far from Markers, I think.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, here it is. Phase 2. So you can see in comparison to our first race, just a lot of speedrun strats, very consistently done. There's a big difference in a 45-minute run versus a 35-minute run. While 10 minutes, I mean, maybe doesn't seem like all that much. It's actually it's a huge difference. The difference between an hour 5 and 55 is not that big, but the difference between 45 and 35 is very big.
Yeah, as you get better and better, it gets harder and harder to save time. Markers onto the last room off the battle and fight. Very punishing room. Ooh, takes a death.
What a pace.
Very, very punishing room to die in, and not that easy either, especially with nerves. Ooh. But he clears it.
Still really nice. 6:18. This is going to be a sub 7. Both
Very
runners,
impressive showing.
yeah, very nice. Both runners grabbing the only power-up in the game, a second dash, which they'll use to rest the summit. Maxiio doing a good job of closing the gap there. Both players finishing reflection really nicely. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at these. Remember, there's no postcard screen on Summit, so we're going to ready up on the climb screen. Let's take a look at those journals before we head into Summit and see what we got.
$26.13 on Markers and a $24.47 on Maxiio. Markers gaining a tiny bit of time back.
Okay, guys, when you're ready, let's head to the climb screen. We'll count it down into Summit. Okay, we're in position to finish this race out. Good luck to both runners. Here we go. Summit beginning in 3, 2, 1, go. Once again, Summit is a huge chapter comprised of little throwbacks to each chapter we've seen before, starting with 0 meters. This is not a throwback to earlier chapter. It's its own thing here, and one of the trickier sections to optimize.
Yeah. One thing I've learned about Celeste is just because it's the beginning doesn't mean it's easy.
Yeah, it's very true.
And while Maxiio might seem like he has quite a substantial lead here, and he does, but it's really anyone's game when it comes to Summit. Summit can either go amazingly well or disastrously wrong, and
Yeah.
you never know.
Absolutely. Both runners getting to 500 meters at roughly the same time. Both of these sections, I believe, should take under a minute each.
Yeah, around that. Except for the final one, but we'll get there. Revisiting our beloved traffic blocks.
And these you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss these. I've done that plenty of times, and just waiting for them to get back into position. You need them to launch you, and if you trigger it and you miss, you're gonna have to wait for it to get back into position. And it seems like they take about a month and a half to get back where they need to be.
Yeah, it really does. And I don't know. I'm genuinely quite conflicted whenever that happens to me, because I don't know whether retrying is faster or waiting for it to come back is faster. So. Yeah, but as we bid farewell to those traffic blocks, we say hello to
Dream blocks.
Dream blocks.
Another kind of block. And you're gonna see both these players most likely. I'm not even familiar really exactly what it is, but it's like a Dream Hyper.
Dream block.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, since we have 2 dashes now, we have 1 dash to spare. You can see Markers demonstrating the strat. Ooh, dying at the very. Dying since he dashed in like the very bottom pixel of that dream block. But since you have a 2nd dash to spare, you can hyper right as you exit the dream block. Fairly precise strat, very difficult to get used to, but it's quite consistent. And very, very rarely used in 2A because you only have 1 dash, but they're scattered all over the place in Summit 1K.
Maxiio struggling here at the beginning of 1500 meters. This is a nightmare section for the beginning speedrunner, but really, really fun and cool once you get the strats down. You can see Maxiio here just zooming through. Oh, takes a death there though. But these rooms are really fun to do fast once you have the strats down.
I'm gonna take this quote from famous or very high-level Celeste speedrunner Flare Bear. When he was commentating a race, he said something which I really agreed with, and that was 1.5k really sets up Summit early game. If you go into Summit with a PV pace and you go out of 1.5k still on good pace, then you know something good's about to happen, because it's an insanely punishing checkpoint, and once you do well in it, you kind of know you're in the zone.
Yeah, that's very, very well said. And a lot of those screens have really precise movement all the way through, and it's the kind of thing where, yeah, if you first try and you hit all your strats, you're gonna set yourself up for a really good pace.
And speaking of being in the zone, Marker's absolutely gaming right now. He's what I think is having a really good summit right now, and let's hope he continues this pace.
Yeah, Markers with the lead here. He's gonna have to hope that Maxiio makes some mistakes here, and Markers continues his speed. You can see him just absolutely flying through that screen with the wind not even playing a role.
Yeah, big fan of top route on that screen. Looks really cool, and he's gonna go for auto scroller skip there.
Yep, nicely done.
Peppering off that block.
And we're gonna see Maxiio with the auto scroller skip, which we saw earlier. First try.
Very nicely done by both runners.
Absolutely amazing talent on display here.
Alright, Markers is about to wrap up 2,000 meters. And that's a nice demo there. Prevents you from having to wait for the block to move to the right.
Ooh, Maxiio taking a depth. This is exactly what Markers wants.
Yeah, Markers now heading into 2.5k. Quite one of the longer checkpoints. Obviously excluding 3k. Yeah, he's entering 2.5k, sorry. And say hello to our Mirror Temple mechanics.
Yeah, it's another really really cool section. Has some cool tech. You can see Markers there showcasing a really quick way to get through there. We're going to see this key skip here. Maxiio struggling a little bit.
But we're fine.
Yep, nice recovery. Only one screen apart now.
Ooh, Markers going for quite a difficult strat, quite a precise strat for this screen. We nickname it Thread the Needle because Madeline goes through a very tight little path there. And Markers now heading into the 3Ks very soon. And with quite a decent lead as well.
Yeah, nice pace, and both players opting against opening the doors.
Door skip. Everyone's favorite. Heading into 3K.
Here we go, final climb.
Downdraft gang represent here.
Really nice movement here.
Markers
Ooh.
heading into downdraft. Very fast-paced, tech-filled little section here of 3K. And Maxiio following suit. And
Some
Markers,
really nice movement, wow.
yeah. Yeah, and this is why I love downdrafts. It's so filled with insane movement tech and like really cool strats. Ooh. Nice save by Maxiio. A very common situation that you can get into on that flag. However, Markers with the lead heading into updraft. Updraft, a very punishing part of Summit and very chokeable in my opinion. And yeah, you get these really long flags and these this really floaty movement, which I personally dislike. It's like a water level.
Flag 13 here for Markers. Taking a death, but not a very costly one. He's gonna need to play as smooth as he can here. It looks like he's playing really well so far, but a big deficit to overcome coming into Summit here.
Nice little neutral jump around those spikes. Gives a dash crystal from Markers. Ooh, Markers taking a death on flag 11.
Unfortunate to take a death there, and probably doesn't happen very often.
He's alright though. He's continuing on.
Flag 13
Maxiio.
deaths for Maxiio.
Yeah.
Flag 13
that
is one of
one,
those flags.
Yeah, it's just one of those flags. I used to have a joke with one of my viewers. It's not a Celeste run unless you pay flag 13 tax.
It's true. It's so true.
I've overcome my fear of flag 13 since, but it's still quite daunting. Just its sheer length.
It's just a rite of passage. Flag 3 now
Markers.
for Markers.
really good pace. Quite a tough flag. This is very chokeable, especially with when you're really nervous. If you're on PB pace and you're on this flag, you know you really gotta
Markers
focus.
just getting mentally stuck here on flag 3, which I can absolutely relate to.
Oh,
Nice
nice save from
save.
Markers.
Yeah, he's on a mid 10 summit pace.
Yeah. Some unfortunate deaths in 3K, but I'd still write home about that as a good summit from Markers. Markers on flag 2. Once again, quite a tough flag in my opinion. Flag 1. Flag 1 is quite often overlooked in my opinion at especially at these levels, in the top levels. There's some really cool movement going on at flag 1 and at the very end of the run too. GG's on
to Markers.
Markers.
36.58, only about a minute off of his PB, and Maxiio here finishing up. Markers had an excellent summit and was not quite enough to overcome the lead that Maxiio had built. And Maxiio finishes up with a 36.02.
I was speaking to Markers earlier, and he said he's been averaging 37s for no resets. So I'd write home about this as quite a good run from Markers. Congrats to him.
Absolutely, congrats to both Markers and Maxiio. Thanks again to Maxiio for filling in last minute here. And thanks, Enigmatic. Shoutouts to all to both runners and to Enigmatic. Thank you for being my co-commentator today.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.